In this video, we're going to dive in deeper to Figma's interface. So we're still here on the starting screen. Let me just create a blank file so that we can see what working inside Figma looks like. To do that, just click on this new design file here. You can also go up here on the top right and click this drop-down menu. And in here, we have several options you can choose. We have new window, and what that would do is instead of creating a new tab, it will open up a new window of Figma. We also have Open File Browser, Open File URL from Clipboard, Close Window, Close Tab. You can also manage your installed plugins in this option. If you want to modify the elements in your interface, you can do so by adjusting the size here if you want. If you need help, we have the help section here. They have support forums, video tutorials, troubleshoots if you're having any issues within the app. They also have release notes and others. And speaking of release notes, you can also check if there are new updates and also see what Figma version you have by clicking this About button. But what we want to choose on this menu is to create new file. Again, the keyboard shortcut is Controller Command N, and we'll just select Design File. So now we have a blank document here. And if you're a first timer using this app, you will see a quick tour pop up. You can follow that along and you will still end up on this blank document. So now up here on the top, we have our untitled document here. And again, if you click that plus sign, it will create a new file. This house icon on the left will bring you to the starting screen. And if you want to go back to your document, just click it here again at the top. Just like so. Alright, so down here we have our control panel. If you click this Figma icon here, you can access the menu options. And again, if you're using a Mac OS, you will have the same option at the top showing here. What's awesome about Figma is it has quick action command, and you can see that here. Controller command / is the keyboard shortcut. And what that does is give you quick access to the actions that you want to accomplish. For example, if I type copy here, it will show all the commands related to copy. You know that you can press on keyboard shortcut to do that, but what's awesome with this command is that it also includes action that does not have keyboard shortcut. So it is really an easy access to most of the actions that you want to do here inside the application. Beside that, we have our basic tools. And the one highlighted is the Move tool, which is used to move and select elements within the application. We have frames. We have our shape tools. We have the pen tool here also. We also have type tool, the resource tool, the hand tool, and the comment tool. We will all talk about this in greater detail on the next videos. On the left panel here, we have the Layers panel, which arranges the elements and objects in a hierarchical order. We also have the Asset here, and if you are working on a web design or a mobile app design, you can add more pages here. Up here in the middle, you can see which category it is saved to and the name of the document. We can rename it by clicking it, and I'll just name mine my first design. And once you're done, just hit escape on your keyboard or click out of it to exit the editing mode. If you click this drop down, you will have more options. You'll see we have show version history here, and what this does is for you to go back to a later version of your design if you need to. So that is one of the awesome flexibility of having mostly cloud-based. You can also export files here, duplicate, rename, move it to project, favorite this document, or delete it. On the right, you can see my initials. If you have other accounts or other people working on the same project, you will see more initials or profile here. Next to that is the share button, and this gives you the ability to collaborate with other people. You can either invite them, give the link to someone, or even publish it to the community. Let me go ahead and cancel out of that. Display icon is for presenting your prototype, and this 100% here is the magnification percentage of your project here. So let me just create a shape here so that we can see that. And I'll just choose this rectangle here, then click and drag inside the area here, just like so. Now let me just go back up here. So we're at 100% right now. If I change that to 200%, you can see that we zoomed in on the rectangle. So we have other options down here. We have pixel preview, pixel grid, snap to pixel grid, layout grids, rulers, outlines, multiplayer cursors, and comments, which we'll all tackle later on. Down here on the right panel, we have design, which will show properties of the selected element. For example, if I click this rectangle, you will quickly notice the properties it has. And aside from that, the option in the middle also changed. We can edit the object, create a component out of it, or use it as a mask. Back here in the right panel group, other than the design tab, we also have prototype and inspect, which shows some CSS properties of the object. So there you have it. Now that you're familiar with your work area, you can easily navigate within the program. But before we do some work, let us look at first how we can import and export files here in Figma. And we'll see that on the next lesson.